The Navi in Umas, the Navi tells us, Aryeh Shag Mila Yireh. When the lion roars, who's not scared? The commentaries explain that Aryeh is Elul, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Hoshana Rabbah. Aryeh Shag, when Elul, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and Hoshana Rabbah comes, Mila Yireh. Who's not scared? Who's not in awe of God? And the obvious question is, why aren't we scared? Why aren't we awing God? The Navi tells us, who's not scared? Why aren't we? And the answer is that there's a mechitza between us and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. There's mechitza between us and God. And that's why we're not scared. There's a barrier, there's a fence. It's like when one goes to the zoo and you walk up to the lion's den and the lion's roaring. You're not scared. Why aren't you scared? The lion's roaring. It can finish you off in 1 minute. And then you realize, yeah, there's a mechitza, there's a barrier between me and the lion. And of course I'm not scared because he can't get over the fence. It's the same thing over here. There's a barrier between us and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and that's why we're not scared. How do we break that barrier? How do we break that mechitza that we're able to be in awe of God? And the best time to do it, obviously, is now. It's Chodesh El, Tshuva, Tefillah, Uzdaka. We know that when Yeshua went to conquer Yericho, he went around the wall 7 times. He went around the wall 7 times when he was conquering Yericho, and after the 7th time he blew shofar, Tikiyah shofar, and the walls fell down. So we see that shofar yesh koach to break mechitzot. We see that blowing shofar has a koach to break mechitzas. Like we see by Yeshua, he went around the wall 7 times, he blew shofar and the walls fell down. That's the same thing over here with us. Every day in Chodesh El, we know that we blow Tikiyah shofar after Shachris every single time, and shofar has a koach to break mechitzas. It has a koach to break the barrier that's between us and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. After entire Chodesh El of blowing shofar, once we break the mechitza, says the Navi, Aryeh Shag Mila Yireh. When the lion roars, who's not scared? The mechitza is broken. So of course we're scared of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because the mechitza is not here anymore, and we broke the mechitza. Chassam Sofer brings out an unbelievable point. HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells Klal Yisrael, he tells Am Yisrael, Va'asu li migdash v'shachanti b'soicham. Make for me a Beis HaMikdash, and my Shechina will be sitting in the Beis HaMikdash. However, we know that building the Beis HaMikdash is not Doiche Shabbos. We may not be Mechal Shabbos in order to build the Beis HaMikdash. And the Pasuk tells us, in V'yakil, the Pasuk tells us, Sheishes Yomim Tasem Melacha, for 6 days we may do Melacha, V'yam HaShvi, in the 7th day, Yilachem. Kodesh Shabbos Shabbosin Lashem. Kol ha'oisa melacha, kol ha'oisa b'y melacha yumas. And Rashi explains, why does the Torah tell us Shabbos before building the Beis HaMikdash? Says Rashi, you know why? To tell us Hikdim lehem azar Shabbat. The Torah is magdim. The Torah tells us Shabbos first. L'tzivay melachas hamishkan. Lo yimar she'ein doiches Shabbos. To tell us that building the Beis HaMikdash is not doiches Shabbos. But you know what's interesting? If someone's not feeling good, for pekuach nefashis, pekuach nefesh, we may be doiches Shabbos. How do we understand that? That for building the bayis, for building the house of God, for that we can't be mechal Shabbat. But for saving someone else's life, for that you may be mechal Shabbos. Why? And says the Chassam Sofer, unbelievable. So we see from here that God cares about Klal Yisrael more than his own covet. And that's why for building the Beis HaMikdash is not Doiche Shabbos. But if a Yid is in need of help on Shabbos, for Pekuach Nefesh, you may be Mechal Shabbos. And that's what we see from here, says the Chassam Sofer. And the Chassam Sofer goes further. He brings out a story. There was once a miser in a certain town, and he died. He was nifter. And he was a very stingy person. And it came to the time to bury him, and nobody wanted to bury this person. Kol Pil, they got together. So no, it's a mace. We have to take care of it. And as the mess was sitting there on the ground, a bachur from one of the yeshivas, they came over to the mace and they pinched his nose. The bachur walked away. They buried this mace. That night, this bachur goes to sleep, and the person who died, the miser, came to this bachur in a dream. And he says, I'm going to have a din Torah with you in Shemayim. You're mavazim me. You made fun of me. My entire life I'm living on this world. Everyone's making fun of me. And now I die. I finally feel like no one's going to bother me. And you came and you pinched my nose when I was dead. You're mavazim me. And the bachur ignored the dream. He went on his merry day. That night he goes to sleep. And again, the miser comes back to him in a dream. And says, I'm going to have a din Torah with you in Shemayim. This bachur got very scared. He ran to his Rebbe. He was a Talmud of the Maharsha. The Gadol Ador, he comes to his Rebbe. He says, Rebbe. And he told his Rebbe the entire story. The Maharsha said, it's nothing, don't worry. The bachur goes to sleep. And again, the miser comes back to him again and says, I'm going to take you away from this world. You were mavazim me. You made fun of me. And he comes back to his Rebbe. And his Rebbe said, it's okay. The next night, the same thing, and he comes back to the Maharsha. The Maharsha says, what, you had it 3-4 times already? Come, tonight I want you to sleep by me in my house. If you have the dream again, wake me up as you're having the dream, and I want to talk to the miser in your dream. The bachur goes to the Maharsha's home, and he goes to sleep. And again, the miser comes back to him and says, I'm going to take you away. The bachur wakes up, he runs to the Maharsha. The Maharsha gets up, and he starts talking to this miser. He says, what do you want from this bachur? What do you want from this bachur? And he tells the Maharsha, he says, you think I'm not a chashuv person? When I came up to Shemayim, there were people sitting there, all the Gedolei Yisrael were sitting there. They were begleiting me when I was coming in. And this guy was mavazim me. I'm an Adam Gadol. The Maharsha says, what did he do? And he says, I was on vacation, and there was a certain person that was drowning. And it was a very, very life and death situation. And I jumped in to save that bachur that was drowning. And it was very, very scary for me to jump in. But I did it anyways, because I felt bad for that person. And I jumped in and I saved that bachur. When I came up to Shemayim, you know what they told me? That bachur that you saved, look at his family. Look at the yeshiva that he has. Look at the talmidim that he produced. That's all in your schut. You saved that guy. His entire generation that he's able to have is because you went and you saved him when he was drowning. And that's why I am a gadol. Maharsha tells his miser, he says, that's why you're a gadol, because you saved this person. Amazing. And you want to take away this bachur, habachur that's sitting and learning in my yeshiva. You want to take him away to Shemayim. You want to have a din Torah with him because he was mevazi you? I don't understand. You're going to undo everything that you just did. Do you know how many dairas, how many generations this person could have? How many tzedakahs he could support? How much Torah, his generation, his family, and you want to take him away? Says the Maharsha to this miser, he says, if you take him away, you're going to undo everything you did. And the miser left him alone. And the bachur lived, and that was the end of the story. But we see from here how one act that one does, not even knowingly, one act of just saving somebody, what the schutz that this person has, that he came up to Shemayim, he didn't do anything on this world, but he saved one person, and because of that he was zoiche to have olam haba, because he saved that person. Now we're here in Chodesh El. It's a time where all of Am Yisrael, we're all together. It's a time for us to do tshuva, and whatever we want to do, whatever we're going to do, HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves us, like we said earlier. He doesn't care about. It's not the covet. It's Am Yisrael. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, don't build a Beis HaMikdash on Shabbos. But instead, what do you do? V'kuach nefashis, that you may do. You could be Mechal Shabbos for that. HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves us. He wants us to have a good year. But we just have to put that step forward. And the schus that we all do, even a little thing, whether it's helping somebody, whether it's being nice to our parents, being nice to our friends, being adam lechaveroi, anything, whatever you want. It's that one act that HaKadosh Baruch Hu says that we're doing, with that in the schus, we're able to have a ksiva chsima toiva. It should be a year with bracha and atzlacha, with parnasa and wealth and health and gesund, and with that we should be able to see Mashiach tzidkeidim here. Amen.